So in my opinion, it's RIP Wizards of the Coast. And I'm going to tell you why I think this is going to happen. I know Wizards of the Coast recently unionized, or some of the Magic the Gathering arena people within Wizards unionized. And this is after weeks or months of Hasbro fighting very, very hard to stop them from unionizing. They were kind of low-key threatening their employees. They were dead-naming some of their employees, how progressive of them. Making it...
Wait, this is after they've gone, the potato people and stuff.
Yes.
Oh.
It was... Yeah, I covered that. I don't think you were in that video. I covered that one. And
I did not know about that.
No, it came up... We'll talk about it. It came up during the election process. They said they had to use their legal birth names, but they think it was an intimidation tactic. This is the same Hasbro that hired the Pinkertons to slap around YouTubers who got cards early. This is the same Hasbro that's been pushing in AI, that's been gutting Wizards mercilessly. And it is convenient. Some of the people that get gone are probably some of the loudest voices against some of what Chris Cox wants to do. But now they've unionized it, and I don't think it was voluntarily recognized by Hasbro. I could be mistaken. We're going to take a look at this article. The reason I'm calling this RIP Wizards of the Coast is the companies like this, they have a tendency to find a reason to get rid of all their unionized employees at the first possible opportunity. Ubisoft was notorious for this. Hasbro has already shown that they don't want the union there. They don't want you unionizing. They've already said what they want to do, which is use more AI to make their games and get those profit margins up. Chris Cox is all...
people out.
Get those pesky people out. Yeah, it seems to me, it feels to me, and this is a feeling, this is a spider sense tingling thing. It feels to me like they're trying to purge the company of activists, and they're looking for reasons to do that. And a lot of times what happens is happening to Kickstarter too. They're like, oh, you're all going to unionize? Okay, cool. See ya. Or at least the people that were calling for the people working at Kickstarter to have input into what was being published. And I've seen this happen time and time again. So I'm just saying, I totally think there are going to be massive layoffs at Wizards, even though they post record profits because of this. I think it's going to be retaliation, but they've already hired a law firm. They hired one before the contract negotiations. They signed it or whatever, because I think they're looking for loopholes to get rid of these people. And I'm not saying it's right. I want to be very clear about that. I'm not being anti-union. If you guys can get more, get better working conditions, good on you. What I'm telling you is, as a corporate guy, I know how these companies think. And they're going to look at this, especially since they tried so damn hard to stop it from happening. They are going to get rid of you at the first opportunity. And it doesn't matter if you have record profits. They had record profits at Wizards during the pandemic, and they still got rid of people because it wasn't enough. So they're not your friends.
It's never enough. As long as they have the profit as much as possible for shareholders.
Yeah. And and they get their bonuses and everything. You know, they fired a bunch of people before Christmas. I remember that. They fired a bunch of people at Wizards right before Christmas, and then they got millions of dollars of bonuses in the C-suite. That's just how this game is played, no pun intended. So you might have thought that you rolled a 20, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. We're going to talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, you get woohoo if you do.
Woohoo.
If you'd like more Clownfish TV, we've got exclusive episodes out on more.clownfishtv.com. Check us out over there. Help support the channel. Also, you can check out the audio version of Clownfish TV on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. So thank you very much for that. So I got to give a hat tip to Dungeons and Discourse, which is actually a very good channel. I know people don't like their thumbnails. They're more clickbaity than ours. But I was listening this morning, and I didn't realize that the vote had taken place, that they've officially unionized. This happened like a week and a half ago. And they were trying to frame it as a huge win for the employees. And I would say, yeah, if Hasbro wasn't Hasbro. But Hasbro's going to Hasbro. So this is what
they're going to Hasbro all over the place.
They're going to Hasbro. I guarantee you that. Like, I've never heard of companies hiring the damn Pinkertons to go to a YouTuber's house. but Hasbro's done it. Hasbro's,
I know.
you know, so like if they're willing to do that, do you really think you're going to be allowed to have this happy moment? No, I do not think you're going to. I think they're going to get rid of a lot of these people. That's just my feeling on it. So this has come from Rock, Paper, Shotgun. Magic the Gathering Arena Devs Union officially elected following claims Wizards of the Coast were dragging their heels on voluntary recognition. Yeah, it went beyond that. They actually were sending out letters to people telling them not to join the union if they want to negotiate their employment terms, to come to them one-on-one. They were apparently dead naming people during the voting process. Now, I've heard two stories. One is that they had to do that because that was the name on the birth certificate, and they had to do that.
But if you had your name changed legally,
I don't know. Other people said they did it just as an intimidation tactic. Like, okay, you guys can unionize, but we're going to dead name you in front of your peers. But then also I'm sitting there thinking, and I did a video on that, I'm thinking, no, this is how they're going to ferret out the activists in the company. They're going to be like, well, if you're all into this stuff and we're not doing this stuff anymore, the pronoun thing, and you're going to push back on that, we're going to get rid of you. If you're going to unionize, we're going to get rid of you. That's just my hunch. I'm not the bad guy. I'm just ahead of the curve here. I'm not a villain, not a monster.
It depends who you ask. Anyway.
It depends on who you ask. Some people, they're like, they're just anti-union. I'm like, no, I just know what happens. I know what happens. You push too hard, these companies push back. So United Wizards of the Coast, CWA, a union Magic the Gathering arena developers voted in favor of forming earlier this year, now has officially been elected. The union filed an election petition with the Labor Relations Board back in April. The workers claimed in May that the company were the Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro, they were dragging their heels on the latter, having missed a deadline. Yeah, they deliberately did not file the paperwork on time. Like, oopsie doopsie, we forgot. We know it's kind of a big deal, but maybe you'll just go away. We forgot. Today is a momentous day for the workers of Arena after months of planning, waiting, and organizing. United Wizards of the Coast, CWA, posted on social media and to their website yesterday, June 23rd. So this is like a while ago. It was like 2 weeks ago. Our dream is finally a reality. The votes have been counted and our union has been officially elected. I'm not even going to attempt it. There's so many damn letters in that. From this day forward, we have a union. The union added that they hope to share good news of a ratified contract with all of you soon. Based on the fact that the union posted on June 2nd, they kicked off the NLRB election process for recognition, and we're expecting the results in a couple of weeks. It appears voluntary recognition from Wizards wasn't forthcoming. No shit. They used the Pinkertons. Did I mention they used the Pinkertons?
I kind of got that.
Yes. You know what the Pinkertons used to do? Bust up unions.
Yes.
I'm just saying, like, you thought they were going to voluntarily recognize the unions when they hire the fucking Pinkertons? Are you kidding me? As of late April, the company had told Kotaku they had received the filing, they were reviewing it carefully, and would respond through the appropriate process. I've reached out to Wizards for comment. I don't think they're going to comment at all. Upon initially voting in favor of unionization, members cited hopes to push for better protections against layoffs. Oh, sunshine. I am so sorry. Changes to remote working policies. Again, not anymore. Use of generative AI. Your boss fucking loves it.
Yeah.
He'd turn himself into a robot if he could. I'm just saying. And
well, mandatory. How do we know he's not?
He might be. Mandatory crunch. Well, it just kind of, I mean, that sucks. It does suck, but that kind of comes with the territory in these kinds of industries. I'm hopeful about what we can build here and being clear-eyed about what's necessary. MTG Arena senior software development engineer and union member Damian Wilson said, this isn't just something that affects Wizards. It's how most American workplaces are set up. Investor profit above all, even if it hurts those behind the products we all know and love. They don't fucking care.
No, they really don't. I mean, the fact that they're going to lengths of, like, dead naming people and stuff like that, and then not.
I mean, that could be like
you could, except for the fact that
it could be.
It does. If it would go by whatever your legal name is.
Yeah.
That'd be like saying, okay, I'm using my maiden name because of my birth certificate instead of using my married name. Were they calling all the women by their maiden name?
So apparently, it happened not just once but twice.
Were they calling all the women by their maiden names, or were they calling them by their?
I don't know.
Then bullshit.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think this was my personal feeling. This is coming, from me of all people. But my personal feeling is this was probably some kind of intimidation tactic. They're probably trying to be like, well, it'd be a real shame. Be a real shame if you had to vote for this union and all your coworkers would know who you were in high school there, Ralph. It'd be a real shame.
I mean, Regina.
Yeah. So that's what, so again, and we keep telling people this, and they keep thinking we're the bad guys. These companies, you think they put on a facade of being progressive and welcoming and warm. And it's all a manipulation tactic because they thought that's where the money was. And they think that they can keep their employees happy. They pay them. Like, I have a theory that a lot of these companies, the reason they hire these activists is they don't have to pay them shit. They'll be like, oh, well, you work for us. We're a progressive company, and we're going, we'll pay you half as much as we pay somebody who doesn't give a shit. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what happens. What's interesting, though, is D&D as a brand is not doing very well. So I think they're kind of successfully pissing off everybody now because they pissed off the grognards, the old school D&D players, by doubling down on all the progressive politics and stuff like that, and making everything as offensive in the games. And so they pissed those people off. I think they pissed off the progressives now because of the bullshit that they've been doing for the last couple of years. And this is their answer to Critical Role. This is on the official Dungeons and Dragons YouTube channel. This is their Dungeon Masters, which they were basically trying to replace Matt Mercer and friends with their own in-house.
We did a video on it.
Yeah. So everybody's like, oh my God, guys, here's the trailer did 2 million views. Well, I'm going to tell you, I think the trailer was actually an ad and they spent a bunch of money to try to boost it. But their actual episodes, 21,000 views, 17,000 views, 30,000 views. Here's D&D, the animated series, which everybody loves, right? 7,000 views.
Oh, yeah.
Here's Dungeon Masters again, 59,000. You can see people dropping off. This is nowhere near Critical Role numbers. And they've been losing. Yeah, if you go back a couple of weeks, it was like, there was quite a few people watching it. It's just not. It's just D&D as a brand. I think people have moved on to other systems, or they're just using the old books.
That's what you want to do. You ran them away, and then the audience you went after are the audience who are not going to support you rejecting a union.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. It's like you've successfully pissed everybody off, right? Because you did get
full Star Wars. Don't do that.
You went full Star Wars. Yeah, you pissed off the old audience, and then you pissed off the new audience, and then you wanted to go back to the old audience, but they're not coming back. Not in the numbers that you need to be successful. So then what they'll do, and I've been saying this for the last 5 or 6 years now, they will just turn Dungeons and Dragons into some shitty slot machine mobile app. And I guarantee you, Chris Cox right now is hatching a plan to get rid of as many people out of that union as possible, and then he will find another reason to excuse it. Well, because of macroeconomic circumstances, because Dungeons and Dragons isn't selling like we expected it to, even though Magic the Gathering is printing money every day, but because D&D isn't selling well, and macroeconomic circumstances, headwinds and tariffs and whatever other excuse, the war in Iran, whatever other thing we want to use to excuse it, he will fire a bunch of people, keep the people he thinks are loyal to the company, give them AI tools, and replace the lot of you. That's what's going to happen. And then they'll just be like, you know what? Oh, that was Wizards of the Coast. Okay, fine. We'll just collapse Wizards of the Coast, and now it's just a tab on the Hasbro, empire or whatever. It's like it's just part of like, okay, we're Hasbro proper, and you're not your own little company anymore. You're part of Hasbro now, and you're going to answer to me directly. And I could see that happening too. But I think the celebration is premature. Let's just put it that way. That's just my personal opinion. Got anything else you want to add to this?
Nope, I think you've covered it pretty well.
All right. We going to wrap it up?
Yes.
Please subscribe. We'll talk later.
Bye.